What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and yeah, so I do tarot, astrology, and all kinds of spiritual cool videos on this channel. I'm a bona fide weirdo, and I love it. Welcome to the Cancer Lunar Eclipse, the week of the Cancer Lunar Eclipse. We're going to get into some tarot readings and just a few for each sign. So hang in there. There will be timestamps down below if you just want to skip straight to the signs. But I do want to talk to you guys about this energy because it is very, very important. I did address a lot of things in my January 2020 all signs video for the month. You can go back and watch that as well if you'd like to see the chart. I had a chart where I drew out what it was going to look like on the Cancer lunar eclipse, which is happening on the 10th, and explained visually what it looks like and why we will be experiencing the things that we will be experiencing. So I'm not going to talk about why as much in this video. I'm just going to talk a little bit further about things that you may be experiencing this week. So starting with the full moon. So it is a full moon, but it is a lunar eclipse. So this means it's a full moon that's amplified times a jillion. So you may be feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of emotions, a lot of intensity, a lot of feelings. Because it's in Cancer, we're dealing with the home, the family, the nurturing, the mothering vibe. I think right now, with it being Capricorn season, we are laying to rest old comfort zones, old ways of trying to make ourselves feel comfortable and secure and safe. And we've realized we've had somewhat of a rude awakening, you could say, or a realistic awakening, some kind of awakening that's okay, it's time to get real, it's time to get practical, it's time to grow up. And Jupiter is in Capricorn now, and what I've been seeing with this is people are becoming more skeptical. People are becoming more practical. I've been getting a lot of comments on my videos since I've been uploading, since Jupiter's been in Capricorn, people just being skeptical, people trying to pick apart my readings and my videos, getting mad because I'm reading off of my notes that I take for the astrology and just while I'm channeling in silence before each video, which is fine. They're allowed to feel that way, and that's fine. And I wanted to bring that up for a reason because it's very easy to kind of be brought down to a simple-minded way of thinking right now, because that's what can be easy in order to deal with this harsh kind of reality, time to grow up type of energy, this harsh, the world is a scary place. The world is harsh, and that's what Capricorn represents. It represents the harsh reality, the bare bones of things, right? The darkness, right? We're Capricorn is the winter solstice. We're in the winter solstice, and Jupiter is the most benefic planet, and it's in Capricorn. So it's in the darkness. Yo, can someone turn on a light in here? I'm trying to do my thing and, be optimistic and expand my beliefs and expand my spirituality and all of this, but I'm having to work in the dark here. And that's kind of what it can feel like. So people are getting very skeptical about things. People may be trying to pick apart your belief systems or taking things that you say the wrong way. This full moon is going to be heightened energy. So that means heightened drama, heightened exposing going on. I think this full moon is illuminating things that have been in the shadows that we didn't want to face realistically with that Capricorn energy. This full moon is exposing where in our comfort zones it is no longer safe. It has no longer given us what we need to thrive and what we need emotionally. And so those are the main things that I feel this full moon is really bringing to light for us. And it's also right across the sky from this huge conjunction of Saturn and Pluto, the Sun, Mercury. So it's challenging all these things, and it's really challenging us to rise above the practical, to rise above the physical, and to look at things in a different way. With Jupiter on the South Node, to let go of karmic cycles that we get into, karmic patterns that we get into, falling back into the same old patterns, doing the same old stuff. And this doesn't have to be this is an actual pattern, actual behaviors. I don't feel it's, oh, I'm just going to work every day and doing the same thing over and over, which yeah, that could be the case for some people, but I feel it's more, what are your behaviors that you're exhibiting, that you're doing over and over? What are your tendencies to try to escape, to find comfort, to find safety, to find security? And right now, what you're going to find is if you're looking for comfort and security outside of yourself, that is going to be very hard for you. It is going to be stripped away, and I've been talking about this for a long time now. I've been trying to somewhat prepare people, to let people know, not like I'm like the end all be all and I'm Jesus and I have some great message to tell you guys, but I don't want it to sound like that. But I've been trying to let people know that basically, if you're looking for comfort in things outside of you and the practical, you're not going to find it there. The comfort and security has to come from within you right now. You have to build up a strong emotional and comfort foundation to where you feel safe within, no matter what. And that's scary, but it is possible. It's hard to accomplish that because you have to work through all of the reasons why you don't think you're safe, all of the reasons why you think things outside of you are going to make you to feel safe, but it's possible. And when you can find and finally let go of those old things that you've been clinging to in order for you to feel comfortable and safe and secure and like you're being nurtured, that is when you can truly grow as a human, as a person. That is when you can truly be rewarded, Jupiter and Capricorn. That is when you can truly let go and expand your comfort zones, expand your blockages, expand your restrictions, and the whole world opens up to you at that point. So it's really important right now to take time to yourself, to withdraw a little bit. But I wouldn't take any risk. I wouldn't really gamble with anything. But in your soul, right now, it's important to listen to your soul, that moon energy, to listen to your emotions. If you totally feel like you need to cut something off and it's not out of fear or it's not out of, ego, basically, then totally do it. But if you're coming from a place of fear, aka ego, that's when you know it's time to reflect. It's time to go within and see what you're so scared of. Because fear right now is very heightened with this full moon as well. It brings out our fears. It brings out those things that are in the shadows, like I said before. So, and that's kind of why like the old mythology and folklore for the moon is like, the monsters come out. It's important to work with this full moon by taking care of yourself. Cancer is very much so about self-care, to learning to mother yourself, learning to nurture yourself, learning to be the mother of your own self, learning to be the mother of your own inner child and find that security blanket within. And be able to resort back to it anytime things get too real or things get too hard. And this has been something that I've really been realizing within myself because my South Node is in Cancer. So my lesson in this life is to move away from that Cancerian energy of nurturing and family and security blankets and comfort zones, and I use it as my escape, because Cancer's in my 12th house, so that's my escape. That's how I escape. When things get too real or too hard, I escape. AKA, I'm a recovering drug addict, so there is that, that can tell you enough. But the Capricorn energy is very hard for me because that's where my North Node is. So, getting to the bare bones of things and dealing with things raw. And that's another energy that's really coming up right now, is this raw sense of vulnerability, this raw, authentic, honest sense of just being real, almost being harsh. It's like so naked, it's harsh. It's so exposed, it's harsh in a way. And it may be hard to face, but you can do it and you will get through it. You just have to find that security blanket within yourself and not anybody else or anything outside of you. Once you can do that, once you can nurture yourself, cry yourself to sleep, hug yourself. I used to have to do that all the time. Like, I'd only have myself to hang on to. I would literally, everything around me was like a tornado. Everything around me was spinning, and I would just hug myself, because I just wanted someone else to care for me. I wanted, family, anybody to just take care of me because I felt like I couldn't take care of myself. But that's part of my own energetic makeup. So that may not be your problem, especially if you have a lot of Capricorn energy, like a lot of your dominant, main planets in Capricorn. Anyways, find that security within yourself. Find that safe place within yourself. Because places, things, people all come and go. They all change. They all transform. They all get destroyed and then rebuilt. That's what Capricorn teaches us. That's what this Pluto and Saturn and Capricorn is teaching us. Try not to be too rigid. Try not to be too this or that. It's got to be this way or that way, and that's it. And try not to really control anything around you because you can't. When it comes down to it, we can't control anything. We can't even control our own bodies, right? Like, I can be sitting here talking to you and I could randomly have a stroke, you never know what could happen. The only thing we can really control is our actions, and half the time, you know, our actions are subconscious. So, I mean, that's really it at the end of the day. You cannot, anything that you're trying to control or cling to or hang on to, any codependent situations, because Cancer can rule that codependency, that sense of abandonment. So there's a lot of issues with that coming up around this time. So those are the things that you really want to pay attention to. There's truth that is going to be coming out this week that you are going to see. And it's going to be very interesting, and it may be very shocking to people. Like I said, that harsh sense of nakedness almost, that it's so exposed that it's almost like shocking. You know, it's almost like I'm like sitting here in front of my window and someone bare naked just walks by. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, whoa. So I feel like that's what's going to be coming to the surface. So definitely let me know down below if you end up resonating with any of that. And just remember that at the end of the day, you will always have you. And this is what I always tell my Soulology group, my online course group, is that at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. We are here to love, we are here to make connections, but we are also here to experience the opposite of that, which is fear, pain, hurt, you know, loneliness. And so there has to be a balance. You know, even if you are in a relationship most of your life, like my grandparents were together until they died, you know what I mean, which is beautiful because we don't see a lot of that anymore. But even if that's the case, I'm sure there was times where they felt lonely. You can be around so many people and still feel lonely or feel misunderstood. So right now is a time where I'm not going to tell you to buy that thing, to date that person, to try to make yourself feel better with external things. Now is a time where I'm telling you to really do the work on yourself and your emotional foundation to make sure it's strong. And if you need other people to support you with this, my Soulology Online Course is there, my Patreon is there. My Soulology Online Course is on my Patreon for the last 2 membership levels. I have readings that you can book, or if you just want to have a chat, you can message me on IG or on Twitter. That's fine too. You have people that care about you, so don't think that you're just alone in the world, because you're not. Even if you think you are, you're not. You cannot see the full picture. You cannot see what's going on other than your own viewpoint. So please just try to find that the harsh reality is that we always will have ourselves. You know, we were born to use this body in our lives, and at the end of the day, we will always have this body. We will always have ourselves. So if we become best friends with ourselves, if we become our own security blankets, think of all the shit that we could do. Think of how unstoppable we would be. Think of how safe we will feel in our own skin, to the point where no external shit will faze us, because we know that at the end of the day we have ourselves and we actually enjoy it. You know, we're not doing it just because that's all we have, which in some cases, some people may be forced to experience it as it's all they have in order for them to finally go within and finally create that emotional foundation within. But if you already have it, think of all the shit that you could do and how unstoppable you could be. So that is what I think is coming to the surface for this Cancer lunar eclipse. It's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of full-on just drama and intensity, and yeah, I mean, there could be some major life changes that happen to you or people you know this week. So definitely keep me updated down in the comments below, and we are going to go ahead and get to the signs. So if you would like to skip to your certain signs, the timestamps will be down in the description below and in the comments below, and let's get into it. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your Cancer lunar eclipse reading. So I pulled some extra cards for you guys because a lot of extra cards came out and I felt like I needed to keep them, and also just because this is happening like really big for you guys. So yeah. So yeah, we have a lot of cards here that we're gonna go over, and let's do it. So this Cancer solar lunar eclipse is happening in a part of the sky for you that is your opposite, okay? So it's asking you to come out of your shell. It's asking you to trust in something greater than yourself, to trust in a divine nurturing energy. It's highlighting the areas that really need to be transformed, the areas that have been holding you back, the areas of yourself that need to change. And it may feel very, very scary. It may feel like you want to run from this energy or you want to hide from this energy. And in fact, that's the first card that we have here. This is the Perchance to Dream card. And this is very much so about just giving in to that instinct that really wants that part of you that wants to be nurtured, giving in to that part of you that wants to sit still, that wants to lose yourself in the darkness. Now, when I say that, I mean lose yourself in the darkness by surrendering, okay? Not trying to fight this energy, just letting the emotions come out, letting your walls get burnt down. So this could be being vulnerable with another person or just being vulnerable by yourself, honestly, letting yourself get vulnerable and not running from it. And just truly giving yourself to the universe. This is like literally just so much so about surrendering this card and not trying to escape it, not trying to escape the energy. And this is so much about what I was talking about in the beginning with the Cancerian energy as well. So I'm so not surprised this is the card that you guys got. And this is definitely about, this is the Dark Mirror Oracle. So I always draw this deck about what's going on in the shadow or what's going on like that's hidden that we don't see within us in our subconscious, or even like what we need to release and let go of, okay? So that is what I am getting from that card first and foremost. Also, I want to read you what the book says about this card because it goes a little deeper and I think it's very interesting. It puts it and it articulates it better than I can. So the stage of this card is denial. The moon phase is new. And it says to die, to sleep, perchance to dream, or if I sleep long enough, when I wake up, the pain will have been gone. It's the time to surrender, to drown, to dive in head first in the cozy, all enveloping darkness of the blanket. And that's so funny because I mentioned the security blanket in the beginning of the video. It is a moment of weakness, a desire to close your eyes and surrender just for 1 moment, 1 second, 1 minute, not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid, just welcoming the darkness outside, within, fully. How long will that moment last? A minute? We can say just a minute, but it's not true. Disappearing is but an instant, just the time to take a breath twice. And yet it can take ages, ages we will regret, ages that we will have lost, like stolen by our own surrendering. And yet we close our eyes, we let one sense after the other slow down to nothing, sight first, then hearing and smell. Last will be the touch, the comforting hand we all deserve to hold us up when we have done enough and we just cannot but let it go. So yeah, this is completely, I see this completely about being able to let go, being able to surrender, being able to let your walls down and not trying to escape that energy by just sleeping or, trying to do something to get out of it, right? That's basically how I see that, okay? The next card I drew was the thread, and I think this is very interesting as well. This is very much so about the threads that connect us, the invisible threads from our soul that connect us, whether to our past or something that's calling us. So this could be different for a few of you. Obviously, some of you are ending major cycles in the past, okay, and all the cards here reflect that as well. So some of you are definitely ending major cycles, major threads that have, or cords, as some people say, that have connected you to past cycles, past karma, past patterns that you've been trying to escape, but now you have no choice but to cut the thread and build a new one and move forward. And I also feel that some of you are being pulled to do something, but you've been denying it, okay? And that is a key word with this card as well, is denial. Thinking that you can just sleep and the pain will go away, thinking that you can just, escape something. So something is pulling you, okay, with this thread card, I feel. So we also have honor and good luck, true love and fidelity. True feelings are masked. Okay, so I feel like with honor and good luck, I kind of feel like this is what's keeping you from, because Capricorn is somewhat of a sign of like honor in a way, it can be. So I kind of feel like, you know, you're scared to be vulnerable. You're scared to let down your walls because you don't want to feel like people don't respect you or people don't take you seriously. But by letting down your walls, I feel like you will be honored, you know, and you will have good luck. And also with true fidelity and true love and fidelity and the Harlequin, the true feelings are masked. Once again, you've built walls up around your feelings. Your feelings are being masked by something. You're scared to let your wall down into your heart, into what you love, you know. And also with true love and fidelity and honor here, you may be denying something out of loyalty or something along those lines, fidelity even, or there could have been fidelity issues in the past that are still linking you to something, or still you're still not wanting to deal with, okay? But that's going to be for some of you, but for most of you, I really feel like your true feelings are being masked. Just like the card says, you're building walls up around your heart. You're not giving into what your heart is pulling you towards, and you're not facing some kind of pain that you don't want to deal with. You're not surrendering something, or you need to surrender. So, well, not you need to. The cards are telling you. I'm trying to get out of saying like you need to do this, you know, but the cards are telling you to surrender, okay? Also, I kind of feel like with love and the Harlequin, you don't want to let out your heart, like I was saying before, but this doesn't just have to be with another person, although it could be, because this is very much so about relationships since we are dealing with your opposite sign. But I feel this also could be just with yourself, Cap, like just with yourself. You don't want to face your true emotions, your true feelings, okay? So moving on, so the next cards we have is Unbound, Releasing Soul Patterns, Contracts, and Past Lives, Trusting the Niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So once again, Unbound, Releasing Soul Patterns, Contracts, and Past Lives. We already went over that. This Cancer lunar eclipse is fully releasing you from something. It's like really releasing you from a thread that you've been tied to for way too long. And I'm not just talking like a few months, I'm talking like years, okay? Cycles and patterns that you've been going through. It may be very easy for you to fall back into old patterns of escaping or not wanting to deal with something, or, you know, like your ego comes up like, oh, this is too scary, or this just isn't for us, we need to go the other way, instead of like facing the fear, right? And then obviously trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? You are getting used to trusting your intuition, Capricorn. And then birthing a new age. You're like building a whole new foundation here. Literally, like Capricorn is releasing the old and building whole new foundations, which is awesome. So we also have effortless, radiance, and stillness. So I feel like now is a time to kind of sit still. It is a time to understand your own feelings, your own, and become that security blanket, or let others be that security blanket for you right now. Like you're probably the only sign that I would say that to, other than maybe like Virgo. You guys are probably the only two signs that, you know, are kind of allowed to let other people be that security for you instead of trying to distance yourself or run away from something. Yeah, I feel like you need to just let things flow. With effortless and waterfall here, you need to let things flow and things will be radiant for you. I think things are going to come to light for you. But you need to sit still and let things flow. Let the energy take you and not resist it. I really see this as not trying to resist anything. Everything will come to light when it's supposed to, okay? So moving on to the tarot cards. So we have the Tower, the Ten of Wands, the Herald of Cups, and we have the King of Cups. So this is very, very interesting and goes with everything else in this reading. Like this reading just, the message is very clear. Your walls are being broken down, okay? So you may feel like you're going through a little bit of a tower moment this week, but it's more, I feel, internal with all the emotion, and then the wands here, it's like spiritual. It's like walls are being broken down that were basically like keeping you from your spirit, okay? And that's why I feel stillness and you know, effortless here are really trying to tell you to just let this happen. Let these walls be broken down. Let this tower clean out what is connecting you to old patterns, old behaviors, old cycles still. You know, let it go. Let it break down the walls that you are building up. Let it help get you unbounded, right? And that's kind of what I see here. It may feel like things are crumbling a little bit this week, or there's like, it may feel like you're going through some kind of loss, but it's in order for you to discover your emotions with the Herald of Cups here, okay, Capricorn? It's in order for you to find the vulnerability, which is so scary. You've been protecting your vulnerable nature for so long. You've been protecting your emotions for so long. And this tower is coming in to wipe that away. With the King of Cups here, it's coming in to wipe it away so you can have mastery over your emotions, okay? So you can truly have mastery over your emotions and not try to hide them anymore. So your emotions can become a part of your identity. And you know, like there's skulls and stuff in this card. It's kind of like a new emotional foundation. It's a whole new emotional structure that's a part of you. But first, the old has to burn away. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you. Super intense, deep reading. Definitely let me know down below if it's resonating or if it did resonate. I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, yes, bitch. But definitely let me know down below. Ooh, this was a long one. So we are going to move on to the next sign. And good luck, Cappy. Bye. What's up, Cancer? Welcome to your weekly reading. I pulled a few more cards for you and Capricorn just because this is affecting you guys the most since it is happening in your guys' sign. So hope you guys are having a good week so far. I know the energy is intense and heavy, so I'm guessing there's probably a lot you're going through. So yeah, this is what we have for you guys. This lunar eclipse is happening in your sign, so you're shedding off a lot of old baggage, a lot of old emotional baggage. And we did discuss a lot of this in your reading for January, and we discussed it a lot in the January 2020 reading, and I talked a lot about the general energy of this eclipse in the beginning of this video. But so we're going to go ahead and get to your reading just specifically for this eclipse. So the first card I drew was the Black Flower Fragrance, okay? And this is about embracing your darkness as beauty. Really being able to fall into the things that you may not like about yourself, the things that you may deem as dark or other people may deem as dark, and really embracing this, really embracing your beauty and making it a part of you, which kind of goes into what we've been talking about with your intuition, your feelings, your emotions. So it's really embracing yourself for who you really are. And we also have water here, the element of water. Emotions are at their peak. We have the Spider, which says be meticulous and patient. And we have the Gate, which says a barrier keeps you from your goal. Okay, so, and this is very, very interesting. We're going to come back to this in a minute. But first I want to go over the other cards first so I can kind of tie it all up together. So we also have the Healer, which does go along with Black Flower Fragrance, and letting your emotions become a part of you in order to heal, really letting, you know, really exposing your vulnerabilities and letting them become a part of you, which will in turn heal you because you won't have these two parts of you at war with each other, if that makes sense. We also have a Leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. And Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. This is coming up a lot lately. So you're definitely being unbounded from something. You're definitely being released from something. And as a collective, we are all releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past life stuff. Even ancestor stuff we are releasing and healing from. But there's something that's going on either now or this week where you may have to take a risk. You may have to make the decision to take that first step, to take that leap, and go first. You know, just go for it because the universe will catch you. You know what I mean? You will be okay. You will be safe. And I feel like that could somewhat be the gate that's blocking you is your own mind, your own head, because we also have perspective, vulnerability, and new beginnings. So I feel like your perspective on being vulnerable is keeping you from a new dawn, from new beginnings, okay, this week. So keep that in mind. And also I feel like this, because of the tarot cards we have, which is the Eight of Swords, the Empress, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So some of you guys could definitely be dealing with a fire sign, or this could be something that's changing this week, some kind of big movement forward. But with the Eight of Swords and the Empress, I feel like, you know, you're in your head. Like if you look at this card, she's bounded, okay? Just like we have the card Unbound. You've been bounded to something because of your own head, because of your own thoughts. With the Empress here, it could be something physical, because we also do have the Three of Pentacles. It could be something physical, but I feel like this is, once again, asking you to own your beauty, asking you to own the different parts of yourself. The Empress is beauty. She is mothering, right? And as a Cancer, you guys have that mothering energy to you as well. So it's really important to let your walls down. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, you guys are breaking free from this Eight of Swords and rebuilding. But Nine of Swords, you may have to be vulnerable. You know, you may have to be vulnerable, because if you look at this card, it's not like the traditional Nine of Swords. There's like two, it looks like women that are being very vulnerable with each other, and then swords all around them. It almost looks like a gate, and that's why I think it's interesting we have the gate. So this definitely could be barriers that you need to stand up for yourself. You need to move forward. You need to take that leap, okay? It does say be meticulous and patient. So I kind of feel like, you know, you can take that leap forward or stand up for yourself in a way that's not overly aggressive. You know, be wise about it. Bring in that watery energy, that wisdom, and really use your intuition when it comes to whatever blockages or gates that you face this week, Cancer. So that is what I am seeing for you guys. Definitely let me know down below if this ended up resonating. I'd love to know, like always, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What's going on, Aquarius, and welcome to your weekly reading for the Cancer lunar solar eclipse that is happening this week, which is going to be very, 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 very powerful. If you didn't watch the beginning of this video, I suggest you do. I haven't been able to come out with your guys' January 2020 reading yet, but it will be coming soon. I'm just behind, so hang in there, bear with me. So let's go ahead and go over your cards here for the January 10th lunar eclipse in Cancer, this very, very powerful astrological event that is going to be affecting us all. So, okay, this is happening in a place for you that is very much so about taking care of the things that you don't want to take care of. And it's very interesting because the first card that I pulled for you guys is this card, Atonement. And this is very much so all about doing that. It's about adulting. It's about dealing with the harsh realities of your everyday life. It's about dealing with pain from the past or even current pain, and just taking it all in. You know, she's got all these swords in the back and she finds a way to work with it. It's kind of like almost, yeah, I was hurt, I was betrayed, I was stabbed in the back, I was, you know, I had a lot of shitty shit done to me, but you know what? I'm gonna embrace that. I'm not gonna let it hold me back any longer. I'm not gonna be the victim. I'm gonna stand up for myself, and I am going to let this become a part of me. Let this almost like revel in it, you know, become best friends with it. You know what I mean? It's almost like someone sends someone to assassin you and you just become best friends with the person, like the assassinator, you know what I mean? And you're just like, yeah, you know, so what? That's kind of how it is. That's kind of, I know it's like a dramatic kind of example there, but that's exactly how it is. It's letting yourself accept the full burden of responsibility. I think that's how it puts it in the book. No matter whether it's unfair or fair, and being able to accept the consequences for doing it or not doing it, and even whether it's fair or not, you know? So that's kind of what that card is about, and I think that's very interesting because, you know, this energy is happening in a place for you that is kind of about those things. It's about your habits. It's about your day-to-day lives, your routines. It's about kind of being compassionate, being vulnerable. We also have vulnerability here. So I think that's very interesting. So the next two cards we have is Longing for Home, Belonging, the Original Light Workers, Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers of the subtle realms. So to me, I take this as, you know, you may be feeling a little bit lost. You may be feeling alone, because we have reflection, vulnerability, and solitude with all of this 12th house energy for you. Capricorn's the sign right before yours. So you may be feeling, some of you may be sick, but you're going through a huge spiritual, physical, and karmic detox right now. I mean, it's huge, you guys. It's so huge. So it's perfectly okay to kind of be doing your own thing right now if you don't want to be around a lot of people, but getting yourself out there and putting yourself out there will help you with this, because you do have people that care about you, Aquarius, whether you know it or not. I promise you. So you may be, you know, in this winter solstice energy of reflection. You may be feeling vulnerable. Maybe you don't want other people to see you, so you're kind of like isolating. You know what I mean? But it's really important that you put yourself out there right now, even if you're hurt. And you also have guidance, okay? Jupiter in the sign right behind yours is like a divine guidance that's coming through, whether you notice it or not. You do have, it even says helpers in subtle realms. You do have divine guidance coming for you, even if you can't see it, okay? So we also have the shield and hindrance. And I think both of these are interesting together. So hindrance says fate has blocked this path for you. Shield says you are safe from harm. Okay, so there may be something that happens or something that's recently happened where you feel blocked, or something that didn't work out that you really wanted it to work out, okay? And this is because fate is blocking that path to keep you safe from something, from some kind of harm that would come your way that you may not be able to see if you took that path, okay? So you are being, you know, you are definitely like, there's someone helping you behind the scenes, whether you realize it or not. You definitely have some kind of divine guidance coming up here for you guys, Aquarius. So moving on to your tarot. So you guys have the Eight of Cups, the Hierophant, the Herald of Pentacles, and the Star, your guys' card. Beautiful. So for the Eight of Cups, there definitely could be something that you guys are walking away from this week, that you guys are moving on from. With the Hierophant, this could be some kind of old belief systems. You could be really developing your spiritual skills. This could be some kind of like ancestral karmic tie, ancestral karmic pattern, or just like your roots, like something that you're moving away from, some kind of roots that you're moving away from, some kind of commitment that you're moving away from, some kind of foundation that you're moving away from, I feel, that no longer serves you. And then with the Herald of Pentacles here, I do feel like you are starting to build anew. You're starting to build a new foundation, one where you can truly be yourself. And also I see forgiveness here. I see healing here with the Star. This is very much so about forgiving and things coming to light as well. With the Herald of Pentacles and the Star, I feel like something is coming to light here, big time. Like something is coming out in the open for you to see that's been in the shadows, okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Aquarius. Hopefully this resonated. Definitely let me know in the comments below. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in your January 2020 reading. Bye. What's going on, Pisces? Welcome to your Cancer lunar eclipse reading for this week. Thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm just trying to straighten the camera out here. Okay, so basically what I see here for you guys, coming for this Cancer lunar eclipse happening on the 10th this week, but you guys are definitely gonna feel it building up all week, just because you're Pisces and you guys feel everything. So what is happening is this is happening in a place for you that is about following your passion, bringing your passion into the physical realm. No more excuses, no more trying to, deflect or not follow yourself. Oh my God, would this freaking straighten out, please? Yeah, this isn't about trying to deflect and not follow your true feelings. And that's also coming up in the cards very much so as well. There's kind of like, I really want to do this, I really want to follow my heart, but I have this thing, or this is holding me back, or these people are holding me back, or my friends are holding me back, whatever the case may be. And this is about, letting go of old dreams, old, karmic cycles when it comes to your friends, when it comes to the people you hang out with, the groups you belong to, and when it comes to, putting things out in the world, let's say. So the first card we have here is Bride in a Cage, and this is very much so about not letting yourself, not letting life pass you by, not procrastinating and constantly putting things off to the next day while you sit there and fantasize about what it is that you wish you could do. Saturn and Pluto, 2 signs before yours in your part of the sky, is really like, yo, it's time to take action. It's time to, get disciplined in what it is that you want out of life. And it's sweeping away anything that you're trying to attach to other than what's in your actual reality. So it's really forcing you to go within your heart and figure out what it is that you want to do with your life. We also have activation, blessings, and karma. So I feel like, activation is putting that step forward, which will give you karmic blessings that you deserve. So as soon as you start really working on and really working from the heart, that is when you start being blessed. That is when your karmic rewards start coming in. Now we do have no, which says wait, postpone, pause, say no, and then we have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. And that's exactly what you're doing, is rewriting your future. You're going back to the drawing board on what it is that you want to do and how it is that you want to be known and what it is that you want to put out into the world. But with no here, I'm kind of conflicted about this card. I kind of feel like this is that same thing we were talking about with Bride in a Cage. This could be you, like, postponing everything, putting everything off, like we were talking about, or it could be something this week that, you may need to say no to in order for you to really activate your karmic blessings and really get into that passionate energy. We also have fire down here, which says reckless actions, and reckless actions can lead to conflict. So you do have to be careful this week when it comes to, being reckless, not thinking, because the next card we have is let your intentions be known and utilize logic, reason, and common sense. So try to do that. Try to utilize your logic. Also, we have the seer list, following your intuition. So make sure that you're following your intuition. Make sure you're following reason and common sense and logic as well. And with the menstrual here, let your intentions be known. I feel like, you may need to tell someone how you really feel, or you may need to tell someone your intentions. Also, we have, or just letting the world know your intentions in the first place, going back to the drawing board and creating something stable. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles, so it's not surprising we have the Wheel of Fortune with all this karmic stuff. It's a very karmic and fated time right now. So the Wheel of Fortune does deal with destiny and karma and fate, and so that's not very surprising, but it may be a week where things are a little bit out of your control, where it seems like things are a little bit all over the place. We also have the Knight of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. So once again, this is very much so about, bringing your dreams into reality. This is about really going back to the drawing board and working from your heart, working on something that you're very passionate about, that is a part of your heart. Maybe connecting to the inner child within, connecting with your own children, and just getting really creative and all of that. Now, this could be some kind of opportunity that comes in, some kind of like job opportunity, or even a person that comes in, and it seems to be very good, but it may kind of come out of nowhere, okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Pisces. Hopefully this reading resonated. Definitely let me know down below. And we are going to move on to the next sign. What's going on, Aries, and welcome to your Lunar Eclipse in Cancer weekly reading. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Aries, this is happening for you in a place that is very much so about getting vulnerable. It's very much so about getting vulnerable for everybody, but it's shining kind of like a light on what is holding you back, where there are barriers, especially in your life regarding your public image, your reputation, your career, things to do with how you act out in the world and the work, the kind of work that you do out in the world, or just the work that you do in general, like in career and things of that nature, your path and your legacy and things like that. So maybe your attention has really wanted to be on those things to do with career and work, but something is getting reflected when it comes to your home life and being more personal and what you do behind closed doors and, you know, things to do with your family. That is kind of, you know, where the shift is pushing you towards in a way. So with this reading, this is very interesting. So the first card that you have is Atonement, okay? And another sign got this, I forget who it was now, but this is basically about, you know, taking all the different pain and darkness that people have tried to, you know, put on you and transforming it, using it, you know, and rocking it, you know, like she's got all these swords in her back, but she's still going, you know, and accepting kind of the harsh realities of life, the pain, the bias, people that are unfair, people that have done you wrong, people that have done you dirty, and kind of like, you know, accepting that sometimes it's unfair, sometimes people get away with shitty stuff, sometimes people hurt us, that's part of life. So that is what Atonement is all about, that is what this card is all about. And then you have Starseed, what lights you up, and Rama, what are you being called to journey to, and take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So I feel like this is really telling you it's time to kind of take a break. It's time to kind of hold off. It's kind of like pushing you to go within, to spend more time at home, to get more personal, to, you know, even sleep and just really just get out of the world for a little bit. And focus on what lights you up. Where are you being called to what are you being called to do? And I feel like we also have that with Vision Quest, Synergy, and Submerged. So this to me is really submerging yourself and something that lights you up, or resting, taking a break, so you can really become, so you can really get into synergy in your life. Maybe there's two different you know, energy streams going on in your life right now that need to be synergized in some way. So the next cards that we have are Love and Prosperity, the Queen, and the Harlequin. True feelings are masked. So I feel like now is a very good time to get in touch with that feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman with the Queen here. I feel like it's a really good time to find your heart. What does your heart want? What does your heart desire? What's going to make you feel comfortable? What's going to make you feel good? Because that's where your prosperity is at right now, not in your career and work and whatever. And you're going to see things changing in your career and workplace, or in your, like, the path that you are going down. You're going to see things changing in order to push you more inside of yourself. So then the Harlequin, true feelings are masked. So yeah, I feel like you're kind of wearing a mask. You're masking your true feelings instead of accepting them with Atonement and, you know, letting yourself take a break, letting yourself become submerged in them. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So what I see here is that basically you've been really working on your legacy from the ground up. You've been building something, but you're emotionally just exhausted. You're not emotionally okay. There's something going on with you emotionally, okay? And so something needs to end here for you to start over again. And I feel like that's kind of what this Cancer lunar eclipse is highlighting for you guys as Aries. It's definitely pushing you in an opposite direction that you may have been going in. It's definitely lighting up your emotional foundations, Aries. So that's what you really need to pay attention to right now. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Aries. Hopefully this was helpful. Definitely let me know down below, and I will see you guys in my next videos. Bye. What's up, Taurus? Welcome to your weekly reading for the Cancer the Cancer full moon lunar eclipse. And yeah, let's get into it. So Taurus, I feel for you, this is very much about trusting your hunches, trusting your instincts, trusting yourself more. And I feel like this is going to highlight an area for you. It's going to bring information out of the shadows. It's going to bring synchronicities out of the shadows. It's going to bring different patterns and behaviors out of the shadows, different karmic patterns and behaviors out of the shadows. So it's very important that you're paying attention to these things around this time, because that's what I feel that this lunar eclipse is going to be highlighting for you. And it's also leaving behind old belief systems like we've been talking about, and just old ways of doing things, old ways of looking at the world that just no longer serve you. So the first card that we have is the colorless angel, and this is very much so about, you know, having this divinity within you, having this power within you, having this feeling within you, but not trusting it. And it's also kind of about like wanting to do all these great things but not trusting yourself. I also feel that it's kind of about self-worth, and it's not owning your emotions as a part of you. It's not owning how you feel. And another reason that I feel this way is because we have follow your intuition, the seer, and we also have the sun, your perseverance is rewarded. So I feel this is very much so about moving forward with something, leaving something behind, but also moving forward with something and trusting your feelings, trusting your gut feelings, and speaking your feelings, speaking up about how you feel, and not keeping it trapped in your head to where you become colorless like this card. We also have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Very much so goes with that as well. And we also have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So once again, you know, I feel like you've been caught in this cycle where maybe you don't speak up about things, or maybe you've let yourself go numb in a sense with not wanting to feel things, or wanting to run from your feelings or keep your feelings trapped in your head. And that is what this Cancer full moon is highlighting, I feel. We also have the cave, sanctuary, passion, and radiance. So I feel like you've been kind of maybe, you know, you've been kind of feeling like, oh, like I'm more comfortable not expressing myself for whatever reason, but fire and summer solstice here along with the sun is telling you to bring it out, to speak, to let it out, to follow your passion, to, you know, light it up. It's lighting the way for you. And once again, I also feel like this is bringing stuff to light as well. We also have the Queen of Cups, Justice, Ten of Cups, the Chariot, and the Six of Cups. And what I feel like this is saying, Taurus, is because the Queen of Cups originally fell out reversed, but I put her upright because I'm just doing upright for these readings. But I feel like this is saying, once again, you're not trusting in your feelings, you're not trusting in your intuition. And then with Justice here, you're kind of like, I feel like you're kind of like imbalanced. You're not being all the way honest with yourself about how you feel about something. And so this Cancer full moon, like there's a full moon in this Ten of Cups card, is bringing your emotions to light in order for you to deal with them, okay? Especially when it comes to things like your family and stuff, because we also have the Chariot here, which is ruled by Cancer, and the Six of Cups. So this is possibly even facing your fears about something to do with your past that you haven't wanted to face. This could definitely be moving on from something in your past and leaving something from your past behind, really, is what I'm seeing here. So that is basically what I am getting for you, Taurus. Sorry, I almost called you Cancer. There's just so much Cancer energy right now, but that is what I am getting for you guys. Hopefully this resonated. Definitely let me know down below if it did resonate and what ends up happening, because you guys know I love to know. I also feel like you guys could be going places, or actually like going on a trip, or moving somehow, or something along those lines with the Chariot here, or even dealing with transportation in some way, or just movement in some way, whether it's physically or spiritually, whatever. There's some kind of movement. And also with Justice, I feel like you guys have maybe been keeping your emotions in order to keep balance, or in order to keep the peace. And it's letting you know to let your intuition out, to let your emotions out, to speak up about how you truly feel. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Taurus. Let me know down below if it resonated, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What's going on, Gemini, and welcome to your tarot reading and somewhat astrology and energy reading for the lunar eclipse in Cancer coming this week. I hope you guys are doing good. So this is going to be your weekly messages, but also because the lunar eclipse is this week, messages for that too. So let's get into it. Your guys' January 2020 reading will be coming out soon, so hang in there. Thanks for bearing with me. So this is a very interesting reading right here. First, let's get into the energy I feel for you guys. So for you guys, this lunar eclipse is happening in a place that is very much so about your priorities, what you are putting value into, and also your gifts, your spiritual gifts, and your talents. And it's also leaving behind any restrictive or oppressive hardships, any restrictive or oppressive intimate relationships, any restrictive or oppressive business deals, and things of that nature. So your first card that you have here is very interesting, today for tomorrow. Now this could mean a few things. This could be a choice. This could also be something that you keep putting off. Or this could be a sacrifice that you make today for tomorrow, you know, for the future. And so we're going to come back to that in a minute. We also have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. We have waterfall, effortless, full moon, completion. But these are the cards where it really gets interesting. We have the sun, your perseverance is rewarded. The seer, follow your intuition. The hand of fate, forces beyond your control intervene. And hindrance, fate has blocked this path for you. So this is very interesting. I feel that something is possibly happening where either in the past you made a decision or there was some kind of pattern or behavioral pattern in the past that is coming back up, that this Cancer full moon is highlighting for you in order to let go of, or there's something that is going down where maybe if you don't follow your intuition, forces beyond your control will intervene and block some kind of path for you. So if something doesn't work out, that is why. And it's also, today for tomorrow is also about building foundations, which is what this Capricorn season energy is all about for us. So it is about building strong foundations for today, you know, for the future. So there may be something that happens, or you may be met with an old version of yourself where you see why something happened, to where you see why fate, you know, why forces beyond your control had to intervene in the past, why something didn't end up working out, basically. And you don't really have to do much, you know, because we have full moon, completion, and waterfall, effortless. It's like it just happens. So you don't even really have to do much, you know. You may have to say no to something with no here. So for your tarot, we have the Ace of Swords. A lot of cards came out, so I just kept them all. But we have the Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Hanged Man, Justice, and the Emperor. So you have 4 major arcana cards. So this is like a huge, huge deal, Gemini. Like so huge. So the Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, this is your ideas, you know, like trying to start over, trying to start something new, trying to start something and get something out of your mind and get it into the physical realm, and you're building it. You know, you're starting to work on new foundations. Maybe you're going at it alone with the Hermit here. But I kind of feel like you're stuck on something. With the Hanged Man and Justice, it's kind of like you're weighing something back and forth. And this could be a time, like this could be kind of what gets your attention, to where, you know, something that you couldn't see before, you're being forced to reflect on now. You're being forced to see it now. And like with the sun here, your perseverance is rewarded. So something could kind of come back up, like the opposite side of something could come back up, and you could be like, oh yeah, I see why that had to happen. That's insane. And then we have the Emperor, which is very much so about building those foundations once again, securing those foundations. So you come it is very much so about building new foundations, building stronger foundations for you. Also your priorities, you know. You may need, with the Hermit here, you may need to kind of reflect with the Hermit and the Hanged Man. You may need to kind of go within a little bit this week and be in some solitude, be by yourself for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, in order to get rebalanced out and in order to be stronger, to be more disciplined, to have a stronger foundation. So that is basically what I am seeing for you, Gemini. Trying to keep these a little bit shorter because I've been filming for 2 hours now and I'm not even like halfway done, I don't think. So I'm sorry about that, but I will be coming out with your January full 2020 video very, very soon. So keep a lookout. Make sure your notifications are set to all. I love you, Gemini, and I will see you soon. Bye. What's going on, Leo? Welcome to your Cancer Lunar Eclipse weekly reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for all your love on January 2020's reading. So let's go ahead and get into this. So, we already talked about what this Cancer Lunar Eclipse is bringing up for us this month. I'm a Leo rising, that's why I'm saying us, by the way. But what I see in this reading, just particularly for the eclipse, is very interesting. So we have the child I was meant to be. And what I see with this card is this is definitely bringing up some childhood stuff from the past, even ancestral stuff, because we also have unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So this is bringing up old patterns, old behaviors, old cycles, possibly old escapism tendencies as well, like we talked about in the video. But I see that you are connecting with that child, like your child self. There could be childhood memories coming up around this time. Your subconscious could be trying to tell you stuff through your dreams right now, so really pay attention to that. And you could be getting a little bit resentful or even revengeful about things that happened to you in your life or in your past. This is getting brought up in order for you to feel these things with the moon here and release them with the moon here. We have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So, you know, you may feel very called to do something this week around this time. We also have the hand of fate, which says forces beyond your control intervene. The dagger, conflict and danger lie in wait. The gate, a barrier keeps you from your goal. So this is what I'm seeing here. So like I said, this energy could make some of you very revengeful or very regretful or something along those lines, to where maybe a conflict happens or you want to, you know, seek out revenge on someone. So I think it's very important that you sit still with lake here, which is stillness. And as corny as it sounds, that you work with this energy to a point where you have compassion, you know, for other people's past, not just your own, because if you're looking at your past, you're also looking at, you know, and how you were treated by other people, like that's their past as well. And so I think even if you do try to do something though, something may be blocked, okay? They're like fate will intervene in some way, so, and it will backfire. So definitely be careful with that. But as I feel like for most of you, this could feel like maybe a goal that you were trying to do gets blocked as well somehow. Like if you're not one of those, if you're not a Leo that ends up feeling revengeful in any way or wanting to create conflict with anyone in any way, then it could definitely just be that a goal is blocked for some reason. And I feel like the reason is it's asking you if you've answered your deepest calling, if you've let go of things from the past, if you've been unbounded, so you can work in synergy and have love and compassion. And so, and you're being sat still in order to work through this, in order to do this, okay? So then we have the Fool, the Two of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Herald of Swords, and the Moon. So what I feel here is, you know, the Fool is like a very childlike energy. Once again, with the Two of Wands, I feel like you're kind of setting out on this new journey. With the Queen of Wands and the Herald of Swords, you have grand ideas about what you want to do. You could be trying to lead something or working on projects or doing something with business or really wanting to. And with the Moon here, I feel like this kind of is your deepest calling, and I feel like the moon is really highlighting that for you. The moon is really bringing something out of the shadows. This could even be information out of the shadows or memories out of the shadows. Okay, so that is kind of basically what I am seeing here for you, Leo. So definitely let me know down below if this ends up resonating. These readings, I am trying to keep these readings a little bit shorter just because these readings take hours to film. So thank you so much for watching this. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Virgo, and welcome to your Cancer lunar eclipse reading for this week. How are you guys? So let's get into it. You guys have a definitely interesting reading here. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. So this Cancer lunar eclipse is happening in a part of the sky for you that is all about feeling compassion, that is all about healing and self-realization. And this Cancer lunar eclipse itself is about releasing. This part of the sky can also be to do with friends and groups of people. So it's a really good time to spend with any like soul family or just people that you know really have your back deep down, okay? So what I see here for you, the first card I got was I won't cry for you. So I feel like some of you guys could have went through a breakup in the recent past or just last year or sometime that maybe you weren't over, or even just something that you're releasing to the where you're at the point where you're basically almost healed. It's kind of at a point like you're out of that like anger phase and then that hurt phase, and you're kind of just like accepting that pain, you know what I mean? You're accepting it and you're moving on. And it's like, even if you don't cry for the person, you're crying because you missed that part of yourself that you're having to leave behind, which has to do with this autumnal release card, the Gaia nurturing card, and cave sanctuary. So I feel like you're releasing that part of yourself that felt nurtured and safe, maybe with that person or in that specific phase of life. If it's not a person, maybe it was a specific phase of life. Okay, so with dance, so this could kind of bring those feelings back up in order for you to release them. But we also have dance with life, do something to change your energy. We also have keepers of earth, you're not alone, ancient ancestors stand behind you. So, you know, this is really guiding you to shift your energy somehow. But there are some warnings here because we do have fire, which says reckless actions can lead to conflict, and we have the oracle, seek wisdom and guidance from elders. So with this ancestor step and then the oracle, it's really important for you to seek guidance around this time from people that are very wise, or people that have been where you've been and done what you've done, and you know, just been through the rings already, right? So and even just seeking guidance from your ancestors, asking them for signs or doing meditations, things of that nature would be very, very amazing for you to do. And also just, you know, nurturing yourself, you know, finding that sanctuary within yourself will also help you release whatever it was outside of you, whether it was a person or a situation that you're releasing at this time. We also have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So this is a major crossroads. This is, I feel like some of you guys could be people pleasing as well, or trying to balance things to make other people happy. But then we also have the Four of Wands. So this could involve friends, this could involve family. And you're kind of at this crossroads where I feel like you're really being shown that with the Eight of Swords and the Six of Cups, that basically you've been bounded by your past for too long. You know, you've let your past bound you for too long. And I feel like with these two twos here, it's almost like, and the 22, either there's a huge decision that you're making to move on, or a decision that has you a little bit conflicted or this week around this time, or over the next few weeks, because the Cancer lunar eclipse energy is going to actually last on and off the whole year. So it's really important to pay attention around this time. But also this could be that you are finally leaving that part of yourself behind, okay? Which is so beautiful and just so amazing, Virgo. Good for you if this is resonating. I know this one is a little bit specific, so Some of you guys may not resonate, so make sure to watch your other signs just to be sure. But yeah, that is what I'm getting for you guys. It's a really interesting reading. It's a really beautiful reading. And I feel like there's a lot of healing and releasing here, and a lot of realizing what has you bounded up, what has you restricted, what has been holding you back, okay? So I love you, Virgo, and I will see you in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Libra? Welcome to your Cancer lunar eclipse and weekly reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Your January 2020 will be out soon. So yeah, my fellow Libras, what's up? Let's see what's going on for you guys. So this Cancer lunar eclipse is going to be happening in a part of the sky for you guys that is very much so about expressing emotion, being emotionally vulnerable, but almost wearing your emotions on your sleeve in a way. Almost kind of putting your emotions out for the world to see in a way, because you will be greatly respected for it. The world actually needs people that are more authentic right now. It needs people that aren't afraid to be real. And so I feel like that is kind of where you guys are at with this energy. That's kind of what this energy might be pushing some of you to do. So you could be being asked to be more vulnerable when it comes to your career, when it comes to your work relationships or business relationships, or just in front of other people. Everyone is being asked to tap into that sense of security and vulnerability within and tap into their feelings, their emotions. So what I see here in the cards for you is we have number 14, hiding your true self. Okay, so this could definitely be kind of what I was just talking about. Maybe you're hiding how you feel. Maybe you kind of built walls up around your emotions, or you're trying to please others by not speaking your mind or speaking your feelings, or just letting your true self come to the surface around this time. We also have Pleiades and Akasha. So it says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Your guidance is divinely guided. So this is really asking you to use your emotions, to use your true self as a higher purpose kind of thing, right? And that you're being guided divinely. We also have the black cat. Your luck will soon change and unseen forces watch over you. So the spirit goes back to your guidance as being divinely guided. And the black cat, your luck will soon change. So if you've been feeling like you've been getting the shit end of the stick, which I kind of feel like Libras have been for a little while now, that's going to soon change and flip. We also have stone people, vigilance, ancestors, generations, and wolf instincts. So with stone people and vigilance, I feel like you do need to be a little bit more vigilant with something. Now, I kind of feel like this with stone people, it's also almost like, you know, what I was kind of saying before, because you guys have Capricorn in a place for you that is very much so about family and your own personal emotional foundation. So I feel like you need to be vigilant when it comes to where you are hiding your emotions, or where you are building walls up around your emotions, where you are not being emotionally vulnerable with others, where you are not being yourself. So that's kind of what I feel like stone people is saying. Then we have ancestors, generation. So this could go with the spirit and the Akasha card, you know, being guided in your path, because I look at these hands and I see like a path here. And also we have like the DNA. So I feel like, once again, this go with the DNA, be yourself, you know what I mean? And we have wolf instincts. Follow your instincts, follow your intuition. What is it that you're being called to do? And yeah, but I also kind of feel like there is something that you may need to watch out for. There is something that you may need to be a little bit vigilant about this week when it comes to a certain situation. So we do have the Two of Cups, the Fool, the Herald of Cups, the Lovers, and the Three of Pentacles. So Libra, I'm kind of feeling that this could be a lot about relationship stuff. I mean, we have the Two of Cups, the Herald of Cups, the Lovers. This could also, there's also like a childlike energy here, which could be getting back to your roots, getting back to who you are as a person. And that's what I feel like this lunar eclipse is highlighting for you. And if you are in a relationship or if you've met someone new recently, I do see you guys possibly taking it to the next level with the Three of Pentacles. And I also see that if you are yourself, if you do tap into who you truly are and are emotionally vulnerable, you will be like rewarded for it. You will be definitely well received. So try to keep that in mind as well. So that is what I am getting for you guys, Libra. Hopefully that resonated. Definitely let me know in the comments below. I love you, and I will see you in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Scorpio, and welcome to your Cancer Lunar Eclipse weekly reading. So as mentioned in your January 2020 video, this Cancer Lunar Eclipse is going to be taking place in a space of the sky for you that deals with all kinds of things, but mainly how you interact with people, your environment. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. How you interact with other people outside of your normal environment, how you interact with other cultures, getting out of your comfort zones, and wisdom, wisdom and just also foreign travels, higher education, your belief systems, and things of that nature. So this could be opening up some things for you, opening up, this could be shining a light on some things for you to do with old limiting thought patterns or behaviors that are holding you back, Scorpio. And I kind of see this in the cards as well. So what we have here is anger in chains, and I kind of see this as feeling restricted, feeling blocked, and getting frustrated, and possibly taking it out on other people or getting frustrated with other people because of restrictions that you feel are happening to you or things that are holding you back. So, anger in chains, you may feel chained, you may feel like you are being blocked somehow or you are being held back somehow. But then we have Star Mother and Answer the Call. So Star Mother is how can you mother yourself? So this is very much so about nurturing yourself, finding that motherly instinct within you, finding that compassion within yourself, finding that forgiveness and healing within yourself. And then Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? Answering to your soul and not other people or not your ego, basically, is what I see from that. Because we have Medusa, the Knight, and the Oracle. And so this Medusa says jealousy leads to downfall, the Knight, triumph over adversary. So I feel like there could be some conflict, Scorpio, or there could be, some anger, some resentment towards other people or towards situations which you feel are holding you back, or you feel like, other people are maybe, doing better than you. And it may feel like, oh my God, like I've worked so hard or I've done XYZ, like why do they get the crown? Something along those lines. It doesn't have to just be like petty jealousy, right? We all get jealous or envious from time to time. But with the Oracle here, it says seek wisdom and guidance from elders. So you really want to, either do that or to use a more higher point of view, a higher way of thinking, and not get caught up in ego this week, because major karmic cycles are ending. And like I said in the beginning, you are ending behaviors and thought patterns. There are karmic behaviors and thought patterns that are being released within you. We also have River, movement, lightning, power, and Green Man synergy. So once again, with River movement, this could be kind of like moving with the flow, but with lightning power, there could be something kind of out of the blue, some kind of power struggle, I feel, kind of out of the blue that shakes things up for you, and you may feel like you need to like fight, you need to get that stinger out, you know what I mean? But the Oracle here is telling you to seek wisdom and guidance from elders, to find the wisdom in the situation and learn how to work with that energy, with synergy here. And this is interesting because we had something similar to this in your January 2020 reading. So if you haven't seen that yet, I would definitely go check it out. For your tarot, you have the Empress, the Herald of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Star. Okay, so this is also very interesting because the Empress here, this is building on top of solid foundations, nurturing that mothering instinct within us, right? Herald of Swords, this is about your words, your communication, how you interact with other people. Ace of Cups and the Star, I feel like this is having more compassion for other people, not having to go to bat, not having to resort to old cycles, old behavioral patterns. This is building a new foundation of new behavioral patterns emotionally, right? Because that moon is happening in Cancer and the North Node is in Cancer. So this is part of your purpose with the star here, to really understand emotionally, to really understand your ways of thinking, and to tap into your feelings and learn how to release your feelings and go with the flow rather than having to act on your feelings. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys, Scorpio. Definitely let me know down below if it ends up resonating. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Sagittarius? Welcome to your Cancer Lunar Eclipse tarot reading for the week. I hope you guys are doing well. And let's go ahead and get into it. So this lunar eclipse is happening in a place for you that is very much so about your fears. It is very much so about bringing things to light to do with your fears, to do with the things in your past in which you haven't maybe taken care of all the way, or even transformation, change, hardships, you know, other people's resources. And that very much so comes up here in your reading. I feel, looking at your reading, Sagittarius, that you guys are definitely scared because we have addicted here. And addicted is about basically being almost scared of freedom in a way. It's being scared to break the chains and not have boundaries in your life, not have restrictions in your life, because with freedom, so much can happen, like failure, let's say, right? But when you're bound to something, when you're addicted to something, and it doesn't just have to be like drugs, it could be a relationship, love, codependency, you know, being dependent on other people, anything like that. When you have this tendency to go to something again and again, at least you know what's going to happen. But when you have the freedom, or, you know, when you're successful, even like some of you guys could be scared of success, you know, it's harder because you have responsibility, and what if you lose it all, and where does it, you know, what happens if you fail? And so I feel that's kind of what is being brought up for some of you, at least in the cards here. We have the satyr, or the satire, not sure how you say it, the satyr, revelry and indulgence. So that kind of goes with that addicted theme. Then we have the hourglass, time is of essence. And I feel this lunar eclipse is kind of pushing you to do something different, to finally break free of anything that's been holding you back. And you're really thinking long-term here. I mean, it's Capricorn season, everyone is. You're thinking long-term about what you want to build, the foundations that you want to build. We also have awakening here, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. And then Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. So you're being divinely guided, and I feel like, you know, you could be going through some kind of awakening in the near future if you're not already, where you know it's time. Your consciousness shifts, and you know it's time to step into a new you. But I feel a lot of fear here still with the Knight of Cups, Justice, the Two of Pentacles. It's like you're weighing out the consequences, you're going back and forth. I feel like some of you are kind of in between, in this in-between stage of like, do I want to do this? What if I fail, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords here? It's like, what if I end up screwing up? What if I end up losing it all? Like, what if I end up losing this Queen of Pentacles energy? Or what if I have to what if I resort back to my old ways, or whatever the case may be. With the Seven of Swords here, it's normally like sneaky, lying, thief kind of behavior. We're just doing something behind people's backs, something along those lines. But it can also be determination and taking a risk, and I think that's what you're kind of weighing out here. Like, do I want to take this risk? Will I be okay without emotional support on my own? Or, will I be able to do this? It's definitely a juggling. It's definitely a back and forth. And with Justice here, I feel like you're weighing out the consequences of each action and what all you can handle, what all you can juggle. We also have Gaia, nurturing. Eagle communion, and stone people be vigilant. So with vigilance, I feel like that kind of goes with that Seven of Swords theme. So there could definitely be someone in your life that maybe did something unfair to you with Seven of Swords, justice and vigilance here, or that does something a little bit unfair to you behind your back, and you're not exactly sure how to deal with them. And then with Eagle communion and Gaia nurturing, I feel like, you know, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is a time where we're really having to learn how to nurture ourselves. And I feel like you're learning that too with Sagittarius. You're really learning how to face your fears and nurture your own self and nurture your fears instead of trying to fight them. You know, with communion, I feel that too. You're learning how to, you know, communicate with your fears. You're learning how to become one with your fears. You're learning how to get together with your fears. You're learning how to be brave with the eagle. I kind of see the eagle as like bravery and seeing the bigger picture of things. And knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what failure happens, or no matter what falls apart, Gaia, the earth, is our home. You always have a home on this earth. You know, it may not look like a house, like a modern house, you know what I mean? But the earth has a home. And I don't know, I find so much comfort in that. Like, we all have land to live on here on this earth. This earth provides us with everything we need. You know what I mean? And I've always found so much comfort in that when I think about it like that. It really takes away a lot of the modern societal fears these days of, oh my God, the bills. And yeah, I get it. We get wrapped up in this fear, ego based, like we have to have this and we have to have that. And I get it. I do it too. So I'm not judging any of you. But when I really truly get down to the nitty gritty and I accept that really nothing lasts forever. You know what I mean? People can come and go. Things can come and go. Possessions can come and go. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Through it, I will always still have me and the earth. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something to think about, but that is what I am seeing for you guys in this reading. Definitely let me know down below if this ended up resonating. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. This actually, you guys are my last sign, so you guys actually are the end of this video. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye.